What's up everyone, welcome to my creature spotlight for the Malwyn. So you're not going to find untamed Malwyn in the wild, however in order to tame them you do need to know the locations of Solwyn and Veilwyns. So the Solwyn can be found as a rare spawn in the wild exclusively on Lost Colony with locations on the screen. And while these are not tameable, you do need to find them in order to tame Vulpite. I'll also put the locations for where to find the Veilwyn on Lost Colony on screen, as you'll need these to transform into Malwyns. In order to get a Malwyn, we need to start by getting pristine Vulpite. The way you get pristine Vulpite is by approaching a wild Solwyn with a Veilwyn as your companion. When you approach, you'll see symbols above its head. You just need to perform the emote the Solwyn is signaling. As you perform the emote, you'll steadily build up curiosity, and once it reaches 100%, you can go up and receive your pristine Vulpite. So now that we've got our Vulpite, we need to corrupt it in order to create a Malwyn. The way we corrupt it is we just have to place the Vulpite into the Bloodforge. And I've got 3 different rarities because in order to corrupt it, you need red element shards. And depending on the quality of your Vulpite, it's going to require different amounts. So you can see our Journeyman is going to take 250, Mastercraft 500, and Ascendant takes 1000. So all we need to do now is click it, and then we can hit Reinforce Item. Now the Bloodforge will just slowly reinforce it, and once it completes, we'll get our very own Corrupted Vulpite. Alright, there we go. Ascended Corrupted Vulpite. So this is what we're going to use to create a Malwyn. The next thing we need to do is set a Veilwyn to companion mode. So while it's in companion mode, you'll see that it has a new buff called Adventure. We need to get this to 100% in order to be able to turn it into a Malwyn. The issue I've found is this takes a ton of experience. So I'm currently on 5000x experience and I'm about to spawn in a level 2000 UD just to show how to actually transform it, but I'm really hoping Wildcard nerfs the amount of experience you actually need. I've heard that killing Revenants may make this easier, but it sounds like it still takes a whole ton of Revenant kills in order to actually level this up. So let's go into GCM and let's spawn in our UD. So UD, and then I'm going to spawn in a level 2000. And let's go. Cool. Alright, and there we go. And now, let me see if we can get him out of the water. But you should be able to see it now. Floating away. Or we've got our adventure up to 100%. Great, so now what we want to do is we put our Corrupted Vulpite into its inventory, and then you can make it consume it. So it will portal away and create our very own Malwyn. So now that we've got our Malwyn, let's check out the saddle. So the Malwyn saddle is unlocked at level 65 and can be crafted for 60 cotton keratin, 75 hide, 250 fiber, and 180 metal ingots. And as far as movement goes, I mean, it's not bad. This is definitely meant to be a more combat-centric tame than the Solwyn, but I don't know. I still think you could use it as a good travel tame. And on its abilities, you can see we've got 3 kind of circles with a 4th one that's transparent down at the bottom above the hotbar. Each of these are different debuffs the Malwyn can inflict. You can see they kind of highlight once we get close to a creature. So right click is how you use these. You can see we're slowly going to be building up a stat onto it. We can get up to 20 stats. And for this one particularly, we're inflicting Sanguine Malediction. So this will reduce healing and make it so that whenever we attack the target, we'll heal back some of the damage. So I'll just attack it because we do have a left click attack. But more importantly, you can inflict these debuffs without aggroing the creature. So you can stack up as much as you want before going in for the kill. So in order to change debuffs, you can either use Control-C or you can do it through the radial wheel. So we're currently on inflicting Sanguine Vulnerability. So this will cause the creature to take much more damage whenever we attack it for each stack. So let's just get it all the way topped up, and then we'll just do some quick nips. Oh, nice. Got a nice server hitch. Cool. Alright, can you go down, please? Please, sir? Thank you. Alright, and then let's control C again, and this will inflict Sanguine Fatigue, which will decrease the attack damage of the creature. Let's just get you all the way topped up, and then we'll go for the kill. There we go. So yeah, like I said, this is decreasing the amount of damage the creature deals. And just a couple more things with these buffs. So one thing we can do is you can stack all the buffs together. So let's get some attack down. Let's get the healing down. And then let's also get the defense down. So you can see we've currently got all 3 debuffs stacked on this creature. We'd be able to top these up all the way. So you can really just fully debuff and make it have a cool rainbow pattern, honestly. And then the last thing to note is that once you get the debuffs up to 15, you can kind of use this portal leap finisher move by pressing C. There you go. And you do not double damage, but significantly more damage on the attack. So definitely a quick way to kind of kill creatures, though I wish you could portal more. And then I think the last thing to note is this does have the slide of the Solwyn, so if we hold space, we can kind of just fully ski down this slope. Just weave and bob our way down. So yeah, overall, very cool creature. Definitely meant to be a more combat utility-oriented creature. I'm wondering if you can use the debuffs on bosses, which would make this so much better, because the current way to get them is a little crazy. So I'm hoping they have something worth the while. But I mean, they're very cool creatures, so I can't complain too much. And I think that's going to be everything you need to know about the Malwyn. Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.